Hey everyone, it's Riku, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about my experience being an art kid growing up into an art adult. I remember talking about how I started drawing a whole lot more once I started middle school. When you enter 6th grade, it almost feels like a different field. In elementary, everyone's just a kid for the most part, but something in the air is different when you become a preteen. You start to develop your own personal identity heavily during this time. Maybe a new haircut or wardrobe, your favorite music and TV shows change, and in my case, I grew more interested in art than ever before. Anime definitely had a hand in that, where I would make the cringiest OCs, attempt to draw in an anime style, and kinda fucking suck, but none of that mattered to me because I was having fun, and the most important bit, I was a child. Children are gonna do that. They're gonna be cringy. It's natural. Shit. I still think I'm a better person than I was last year, every year. When I started drawing more, the golden era was thriving amongst art YouTubers. New channels booming left and right. I'm sure around this time, many art kids started to take a chance to be just like their role model and try posting too. Even to this day, kids still try to make art pages or small businesses and all sorts of creative things, which is amazing, but can feel lackluster and anticlimactic once there's no one engaging in it. Or maybe they receive hate for not meeting expectations for their age. So much art, music, game dev projects, and just everything gets thrown into the black hole. The internet is massive and there's so much to explore. So much passion yet left undiscovered. When you're a kid, it's 50-50. If you kind of draw a bit wonky, either you still receive encouragement to keep going, or you get picked on and you feel embarrassed. Especially now that there's social media, all eyes are on you. I see a lot of bullying in comment sections when someone doesn't draw a certain way, for children and adults. People love complaining online, so remember to take everything with a grain of salt. It takes time to grow thick skin and to not care what other people say. In one of my previous videos, I touched on the topic of constructive criticism. It's beneficial when you're civil and your intentions are for the artist to grow, but remember, a good piece of criticism gives tips or resources and explains why. If you're an experienced artist giving criticism, your job is to help less experienced artists improve. No one, artist or not, should be outright bullying people for any reason, especially for the dumbass excuse for the art not being up to par. It's like planting a seed and then being upset it's not a tree without giving it any fertilizer or water. In my personal experience, I started drawing about 10 years ago. I didn't really post art online as a child, but classmates and relatives did see my art. I heard it all, from, wow, you're doing so good, to, ew, why does it look like that? I got so many different reactions from my art while I was still working on my skills. Sometimes it felt a little nerve-wracking drawing in front of people. Would it be a good reaction or a bad reaction? Even to this day, I get a little anxious drawing in front of people without knowing the fate of my drawing. But no matter what, all I can do is try my best. When I first decided I wanted to be an artist, I remember seeing digital artists creating stuff online, and I had no idea how they did it. I was always confused how they got a drawing to look so clean on a computer. I had no idea what a drawing tablet was. I tried drawing with my mouse on MS Paint and was so confused how they did it and why my program and finished product looked nothing like theirs. I am so glad I gained that knowledge, but now, unfortunately, the large majority of my early works are completely gone. It's easy to archive old files, but if you move 3 or 4 times, you start to lose pieces of paper that you thought had no significance to you until later on. By the way, beginner artists, please keep some of your old art to look back on. It's always fun to look back and see how much you've improved. Sometimes you feel stuck and think you're not good enough. There's a time to look back at how much progress you've made. When I graduated high school and started job hunting, I remember I stopped drawing as much as I used to. A part of the worry when growing up as an artist is meeting expectations. When you start learning an instrument or getting more in touch with your art, you start to become a prodigy. Which is great that people think that I'm that talented, but at the same time, there's a bit of pressure that I need to be bigger and better. When you're an adult, socially, you need to be mature and take it seriously because cartoons are for kids. There's no more room for fun or play. You start to get weird looks unless it's the right person who gets it. Your job is now to work twice as hard to carve out time for your passions. You may have work, a partner, maybe children or a pet, and you're juggling everything. And bedtime starts to get later and later. The final thing you have time for at night when you're laying in bed on your phone is some 12-year-olds with time on their hands to perfect their craft. And because you're stressed, you're gonna post a comment about how it isn't good enough or whatever else. Everything is a cycle, and maybe nothing is fair, but everything always repeats itself. You have to remember to take control of the situation and be better. Instead of using your last bit of energy to put out an activity, try improving on your own passion and be the best you can be in that. Shift your mindset and don't be low. When you're an adult who makes art, you may feel hesitant to show your mistakes. You feel like you had your time to grow or you're starting too late. When you're juggling everything, it's easy to feel burned out. Keep in mind that there's no rush and you can work at your own pace. There's plenty of old masters who lived their lives and had whole careers before even picking up a paintbrush. Right now, YouTube is in a gray area. All the big names are cashing out on their 401ks and finding their retirement homes. Everyone's scrambling now to fix those gaps, and it is refreshing to see new names. To see the torch being passed to new creatives, regardless of platform, is great. Also, editing Riku here, I just wanted to say, while we're talking about YouTube, that you guys did it again. I am at 200 subscribers, 213 to be specific, and I wanted to make a video for a long time to thank you guys for that, but I just didn't know what to make a video about. But now that I'm finally here, I wanted to say thank you. So thank you all so much for still continuing to support me, even though my upload schedule is not a schedule. So thank you for everything, as always. As I've previously stated, with the internet being a black hole at this point, and for everyone's well-being, just remember to create for nothing except your heart. Aww. Hey, I know it sounds cheesy, but I feel like someone had to put that out there, and it is the truth, so just be positive, people. Don't be bullying or harassing people just because you think their art sucks. Everyone just kiss. Everyone just kiss and hug each other, okay? No more fighting. And you know what? I'll just wrap up the video there. That sounds perfect, like a perfect place to end the video. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you everyone for always supporting me again. And thank you to Juan for commenting on my last video. I appreciate all the feedback and support from you guys in the comment section. All of my links should be in the description below. I'm usually a little bit more active on Twitter and Instagram, so if you want to check me out over there, feel free to do that. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!